Hello and welcome to Health Dialogue Show. I am Dr. Bhumika and I welcome you all to today's insightful discussion on the intersection of environmental factors and fertility, where we explore how pollution might be influencing reproductive health in ways we never imagined. From how environmental pollution affects both men and women's reproductive health to practical lifestyle changes that could help improve fertility, this conversation aims to offer valuable insights for everyone. So let's dive in and separate fact from fiction as we discuss the impact of our environment on one's ability to conceive. Today, we are joined by two leading infertility experts, Dr. Sunita Tandulwadkar and Dr. Vaishali Chaudhary, who will shed light on the science behind these concerns. Dr. Vaishali Chaudhary is an MBBS, MD, PhD, is the director of IVF and fertility at Sahyadri Hospital, Pune. She's a fertility specialist in Pune with 30 years of experience in the field of gynecology. She specializes in IVF, donor eggs, male factor infertility, surrogacy, and gynecological endoscopy. Dr. Sunita Tandulwadkar is an MD in Obstetrics and Gynecology, FICS. She is the head of the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology at Ruby Hall Clinic, Pune. She has been elected as the President of Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecological Societies of India for 2025. She has pioneered 3D laparoscopic surgery in Pune in 2015, enhancing precision in gynecological surgeries. She has been internationally recognized for excellence in endoscopic surgery with faculty positions at prestigious institutions, including the American Association of Gynecologic Laparoscopists. I welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, my first question is to you, Vaishali, ma'am. Are environmental factors linked with fertility?
Yes, environmental factors are definitely linked to fertility, and we are finding a lot of problems in male infertility as well as female infertility because of various kinds of pollutions that we are all facing. It can not only be air pollution; it is pollution in the food, the effect of pesticides, what we see, use of plastics and some substances, chemical substances that are released in the air, the particulate matters which cause deposition in the lungs, and all these together cause a lot of problems for the male, sperm count problems also, and also with decrease in the egg counts for the women. So we are definitely facing these challenges because of pollution.
Right, ma'am. Okay. Uh, Following this, my next question is to you, Sunita, ma'am. So, how does these environmental pollution this affects fertility?
See, I think Vaishali, hi Vaishali,
Hello, madam.
she
Good afternoon.
a few things about the sperm. Now, what do they do? If the air pollution, if you want to take it, the smoke and the environmental factor, it will damage the gametes. So, in the male partner, the sperm, and in the female partner, the egg. It will cause imbalances in their hormones. Chemical, for example, the pesticides, if you take it, these which may be the heavy metals, they all can affect the quality of our gametes. The water contamination itself, the lifestyle, the smoking, alcohol, stress. Stress also, I will take it as one of the factor which affects. So when we talk about the pollution, we should not be just thinking about the air pollution. We should be thinking about the pollution in the food, the chemicals what we are going to put in, the pollution into water. So all these together are going to help, and I think probably you may not be able to control to larger extent the water or even the food pesticides, because not necessarily everyone can take a organic food. It may not be economically possible, but definitely you can adopt the healthy lifestyle. You can stop smoking. It may be any part form of a smoking. I'm not going to talk only about the cigarette smoking. There are so many types of smoking now. Alcohol, diet, exercises, and most important thing is the stress factor. So the things which are in your hand, please try to live, and not only for fertility, dear. We are longevity. I know I'm deviating, but since I got a platform to talk, I want to tell you that the longevity of life is affected. So don't think, "Yeah, I'm 50 years, I'm not bothered, I finished my fertility." Even you will get all the chronic diseases because of this pollution or environmental factors, as you said.
Thank you, ma'am. That was really informative. So my next question to you again is Vishali, ma'am. Could you elaborate on how environmental pollution influences the male reproductive system per se?
Yeah, so see, for the male reproductive system, the main is the sperm. So the sperm production and the sperm maturity, and we think about the sperm as a whole. So it has to do the job of fertilizing, and by entering the egg and producing a baby. So this gametogenesis, that means the production of the sperms, is a very sensitive issue, and these are cells that are rapidly dividing. So if they are influenced because of pollution, for example, let's take air pollution. So air pollution will lead to less oxygenation, because you are inhaling all kinds of toxic substances that could be from industrial waste combustion, it could be from smoking. There are a lot of these particulate matters that will go and deposit in the lungs. So less oxygenation will lead to a little interference with the way the sperms are producing, and these also lead to sperm DNA damage. So the DNA is very often found to be broken when they are trying to fertilize the eggs. So this job of fertilizing the eggs is sometimes not being able to be done, also because the motility is greatly hampered because of these pollutants. So as madam has said, that we need to adopt a healthy lifestyle and utilize other like holistic ways of maybe meditation, pranayama, exercises, staying away from bad junk food. So all these lifestyle changes are very very important for maintaining a good sperm count, because many times we find that the sperm counts are low and we can't actually pinpoint and tell why the sperm counts are low. So adopting a healthy lifestyle is really important, because pollution in a long way does affect the sperm health.
All right.
Can I add just one very important
Sure,
thing
ma'am.
to this is for a male partner, especially the sperms, the pollution when we talk about, let's take even the heat. Many a times they are in IT industries in a closed atmosphere. They may be feeling they are out from the environment pollution for 8 hours in a day. But if they are sitting prolonged, they are generating the heat into their private organs, that's testes. So if you know the testes are always 2 degree lesser than even the body temperature, the scrotal temperature. So prolonged sitting itself can cause a damage because it is producing the heat. Secondly, is many have a habit of sitting on a comfortable sofa with the laptop on the lap. That laptop itself will create the high temperature. So it is very, very important that heat exposure should be considered very seriously by those IT people or those who are working like a drivers, those who are driving too much on a two-wheelers. The heat of the engine can get transmitted. So all these factors also we should take into environmental or occupational factors.
Right, ma'am. Right. My next question is to you, Sunita, ma'am. How can environmental pollution impact women's reproductive health now?
Ah, see, now again, women first is gametes important. Now for the male partner, the sperms, they ejaculate the semen, we can take the sperm, check under microscope, and we can quantitatively say the count, the motility, the morphology, so many factors, or the DNA damage. But for a female partner, the egg quality, it depends upon age, we know. It depends upon ovarian reserve, we know. And we can expect the decline with that. But when the pollution is affecting the egg quality, probably very difficult to see the egg quality getting damaged because the eggs are released inside the body. Unless you check out and see under microscope, you can't study. So probably these patients will come with the unexplained fertility issue. Everything is normal. She's producing an egg every month. Her tubes are fine. The semen is fine. They are keeping the relationship at right time. Pregnancy is not happening. Probably her egg quality has lost. And it's not only sometimes the defective egg may fertilize, implant. But in pregnancy, it may can give a problem. Most importantly, itself can give a abortions. Poor egg quality or these pollutants, they may increase the incidence of your abortion, preterm labor. The lady can go in a preterm labor. You may have a low birth weight baby. So these are the indirect measures which we can tell affects the female fertility or the female antenatal problems.
Right. Okay, ma'am. So carrying this question forward, what can be done to minimize the risk during pregnancy?
Have a healthy lifestyle. See, certain things you can't avoid. You can't give up the job and sit at home and think about. So avoid stress and think very positively. What I can do? I should quit smoking if my husband is smoking, I'll see that he's not smoking in the room. I don't want passive smoking. I will never take alcohol during this period. I will try to eat as healthy food as possible. I tell all my patients, if your 4-year child, you are not going to allow him to have pizzas and cokes and burgers. Please, you also don't have it during pregnancy because you are indirectly feeding your baby the cokes and the liquids. So these are the certain changes. Most importantly is yoga, meditation, positive thinking. In pregnancy, you are not bedridden or bed rest. You can do anything. You can go in an open air, go for a deep breathing exercises in open air, get up at 6 o'clock, just inhale the fresh air. 30 minutes of inhaling the fresh air will give you enough oxygen, which is so important for your baby's growth. So all these parameters they can be, and instead of listening to the gossips either on a Google or instead of listening to the friends, they should go and ask their gynecologist or obstetrician, how can I help myself to avoid having these detrimental effects?
So now I have a few statements here. If you could tell me if they are a fact or if they are a myth. So my first statement is for you, Vishali ma'am. Pollution's effect on fertility are only seen in long term. So is it a
No,
fact or is it a myth?
no, I wouldn't agree with this because even short-term exposure to pollutants can cause damages, and these damages are at cellular levels. It's not necessary that you will feel any cough or this and immediately, but these exposures, even short-term exposures to pollutants, can go a long way to cause the damage to the DNA, to the quality of the eggs. So it is not necessarily that only the short term, the long term effects will. So this is a myth. We need to bust it.
Right, ma'am. Again, my next myth, like next statement is for you, ma'am. Only men's fertility is affected by pollution. So what is your take on it?
So that is also not true. We have already heard Dr. Sunita Madam telling that how female fertility is also affected, and these are as we have discussed that these are gametes which are dividing at a rapid stage. They are in females. They are in limited numbers, and unfortunately, the quality of the egg, which is actually very important, not only is it dependent on the age of the patient, but it is also dependent on these epigenetics, what we call the outside effects of the environment. So the quality of the egg definitely is affected. So it's not only the males that are affected by pollution, the females are definitely affected.
My next statement is for you, Sunita ma'am. If I eat organic, I don't have to worry about pollution.
First of all, in pregnancy also, I should have told those who can't afford organic may not be available to you, maybe economically expensive, or in your maybe you are in a rural area, small cities, you may not have the outsourcing with it. Wash your vegetables thoroughly. At the beginning, we are talking about when we talk about the environmental pollution, we don't talk about only air. We talk about the food, we talk about the water, we talk about so many your mental stress and all these things. So obviously, it's not only that you avoid just one part and you will be safe from the rest.
Right, ma'am. Okay, my next statement is again for you, ma'am. If I avoid pollutants now, it's too late to reverse any damage to my fertility.
No, see, I'll tell you what, it is never too late to make any positive changes. Remember this very important thing. Already I got damage. What shall I do? Certain damages can be reversible. For example, sperm motility count, it may be reversible. Egg quality, quantity may be reversible. And certain, probably when it was too much of a smoking or too much of a exposure, person is working in a chemical industry, then if it is a genetic damage or anything which is happening, it may be permanent. But always remember, never say no. Never think whatever has happened to you is permanent. If you are working in a chemical industry, don't think. But I also feel sometimes, Bhumika, I can take this background or the platform to inform to all the audience who are out there. Remember one thing, fertility decline with the age doesn't happen only with the female. Biological clock is ticking not only in female but in male also. Today, there is a global concern. It's not only in Pune, Maharashtra, or India. It's a global concern that we are finding total decrease in the egg reservoir, the sperm quality and quantity both. And why this is happening, no one knows. It may be the pollution, it may be electromagnetic waves from the computers. That is also a type of pollution we should be. It may be food what we eat, it may be smoking, our lifestyle. It may be that we are all the time under stress, either family or professional. So we are finding globally the decrease in the quality of the gametes and the quantity in the gametes. Now, why I'm telling you that, so you plan the pregnancy at right time, number one. If you are finding fertility issue, go to the fertility expert maybe. It will shorten your time to pregnancy. And third important thing is, if you know that you can't plan the pregnancy before 34, 35, please check your egg reservoir or the sperm every time with the experts from 6 months. You can't say, I've checked at 31 now, 2 years ago I've checked. In 2 years, it can be completely damaged. So, freezing of your eggs, freezing of your semen sample may be a simplest thing. We are seeing nowadays even the cancers, So, chemotherapies, radiotherapies can damage your gametes and they may damage the genetic content. So the damage may be longer. So you should be knowing that there can be freezing of the gametes or the freezing of the embryos. Be aware of all things. Be aware what you want in life and be aware that what the life is bringing to your home.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for speaking to Medical Dialogues. It's a pleasure having you on board with us today. Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.